What's up guys, Slaughterfist back here with another video. This time I have another Skyrim build for you. This is a Telvanni wizard build, like Neloth or other of the Telvanni wizards, or wizards of the great houses of Morrowind. And so this build is mostly for lore purposes. It's a pretty standard mage build, but it's mostly if you want to roleplay as a Telvanni wizard. So yeah, let's get into it. So starting off with weapons, this guy uses Summon, Ash Spawn, as well as Ash Runes. Place it. Ash Runes, as well as Wall of Flames. So lighting them up while casting runes and conjuring. So yeah. This guy doesn't have any weapons besides magic, so going on to apparel, we have Dunmer shoes that I have enchanted, so alteration spells cost 28% less to cast, conjuration spells also cost 28% less to cast. Gloves that I've enchanted, so magicka is increased by 70 points, sneaking is 45% better. And on this guy, I mainly didn't do armor, or any sort of armor for, like, the look and for the lore purposes, but I also think it is helpful because, you know, increased carry weight. I mean, you can see this guy's hold, like, everything he has on him is only 60, so I still have a ton of stuff for, like, quest items and looting and stuff. Gold necklace increases your health by 70 points. Destruction spells cost 28% less to cast. Gold ring, conjuration spells cost 28% less to cast. Alteration spells also cost 28% less to cast. So you just want to, like, you know, just stack up whatever, whenever you're a mage, whatever school of magic you do, you just want to stack up on those enchantments just so it, you know, costs like virtually nothing for you to do it. And then gold and ruby circlet increases your magic by 70 points. Magicka regenerates 70% faster. And then the Telvanni robes, magicka regenerates 150% faster. Not the best enchantment in the game. You can probably make better ones than this. But the archmage robes are much better than this. But you know, for role-playing purposes, and I think they look a lot cooler than the archmage robes in my opinion. But I still like those robes. But yeah. So starting with conjuration, you want to get all the way through. You can do expert level, so you can also cast the Ash Guardians, but you know, it gets annoying keeping Heartstones. So the Ash Spawn only need adept level, and then you want to do all of these so you have better Atronachs in general. But, I don't know, maybe I'm just having a glitch, but it's still not letting me summon 2 of the Ash Spawn, and only the Ash Spawn for some reason. I don't know if that's something like they're technically not Atronachs or something, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Next, you want to do Destruction. You want to get all the way through, probably Expert level as well for Destruction. You want to get Rune Mastery so you can place them 5 times further away, which is pretty helpful since you are using Ash Runes on this guy. And then you want to get Dual Casting and then Impact, so Dual Casting like knocks people down, or staggers them I should say. And then whichever level you want to get all these, except for Flames. I really don't like intense flames because I don't like flee. I don't understand the point of them where you have to like chase them down. But the other two, I would definitely, shock is definitely the best. Go with shock, and it also disintegrates people with it, which is cool. Frost is slightly worse than shock in general, but has the coolest ability of paralyzing people. Fire is, you know, it's still good, but it's definitely not the best. But I just did it for this character. And it definitely works good on this character, so yeah, don't hate on fire. And then finally, you just need to put a couple into restoration. You don't need crazy restoration on this guy. This character, you know, you hang back, let your minions do the work, and just light them up with some flames from a distance. Yeah, and I forgot about one more of the spells and schools of, you know, spells you'll need for this is Alteration, because you want to do the Ash Shell spell, which is basically the same thing as Paralyze, but I think it works for longer, and it coats them in ash and, yeah, paralyzes them. So for that, you want to get Dual Casting, and then all the way up to, you know, expert level. And then with this guy, you know, you could also work in some mage armor. That would be helpful. You know what, I'll do that right now. I would add in mage armor to this build and then use ebony flesh, and that would help with the fact that you don't have armor. Alright guys, we're going to be doing some testing of the build. This guy is starting to tweak on me. So I'll demonstrate the ash shell for y'all. Oops, he dodged it. I don't know about y'all, but it's super hard for me to cast spells in third person. I always miss. But yeah, as you can see, it freezes them, or not freezes them, but encases them in ash, and then it hardens them for quite a while. The only thing I don't like about this one is sometimes it... Let's test it out. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like you can hurt them while they're like that. Unlike paralyzed. You can't really like interact with them at all. And you kind of just have to wait for them to get out of it. See, as you can see, as soon as he got out of it, the wall of flames killed him pretty quickly. But yeah, kind of an interesting spell, so I don't use it a ton. But yeah, let's move on. Alright, now we're in this mine, and we're gonna start messing with some bandits, testing out this build.
Are you worried someone will wander in here? The entrance isn't exactly hidden, you know. Found it!
So, shall we test out some of these ash spells?
This again? I told you.
Oh, so the rune seems to also freeze them, but it doesn't do the same effect, same visual effect. Let's see if you can hurt them. Still seems like you can't hurt them though. So this ash magic is an interesting magic type because it basically just freezes them, but you can't do anything to them until they unfreeze. So very, very interesting magic type. As you can see, as soon as they get out, they get completely burnt up. Wall of Flames is a very good spell, but yeah, you can't interact with them at all when they are encased in ash for some reason. Oh, walk past that guy. Well, against a normal bandit, takes him out just like that. Let's see about this guy.
Bad time to get lost, friend.
So as you can see, Wall of Flames just lights them up. And the best part of Wall of Flames is you can just make an entire area just completely inhospitable if you just light up the whole floor. Like, how is someone supposed to step through that? I mean, you can step through it, but other people really cannot. So as you can see, this build doesn't have the best in terms of like damage protection or health, but in terms of magicka and damage output, it is a pretty fucking good build. And the Telvanni robes with their 150% magicka regeneration definitely help with being able to just dump spells out. Alright guys, now we're going to test this build on some harder opponents, as in some giants. First off, I have never tested Ash Shell on a larger opponent like these, so I'm curious if it even works. So let's test it, shall we? Oh, it definitely does. We'll work on a mammoth. Nah. Okay, so I'm assuming mammoths, dragons, things like that, it does not work on, but any sort of normal, like, humanoid thing, even giants, it does. Now, let's test our, you know, fighting skills with this guy. So I will say, this is not doing shit to a mammoth. If you want to be a mammoth killer, I would not do this build. Let's see how the Boethian cult is. Yeah, this does light him up pretty good. he's also getting double teamed by the man. So as you can see, it also seems to slow them down, and then they get kind of stuck walking in it. This 150% magicka resistance is coming in really helpful because it allows me to just keep on running and casting spells. Oh shit, this guy really coming at me. Alright. So yeah, as y'all can see, not the best build for taking out larger opponents like mammoths. That was taking too long, so you know, screw that. But you know, for taking out more smaller opponents like, you know, other mages and bandits, this is a pretty good build. So yeah, let me know what you think of this build down in the comments below. This is more, yeah, like I said, a lore build, not for actual playthrough. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'll see y'all in the next one.